A sudden gust of squid before your eyes. Hello. It's time for more of Splatoon. So last time we delved into the post game. Chat's not working. Well, we know why chat's not working, I guess. I didn't look into or try to fix that. But word from the actual developer of the chat thing is that only like the desktop version works, and I haven't bothered to switch that over yet. Because it doesn't have the specific widget that I'm using, which was a user-made thing that matches the aesthetic of the stream more. And also because it always feels like a daunting task to suddenly install new technology, even when it's not that bad. So I guess we don't get on-screen chat today. Still. Yeah, this is what it looks like if I try to turn it on. The torments. I will simply read chat messages aloud, and you'll have to infer when I'm doing that, I guess. Anyway, Splatoon Raiders. My build has shifted again. I have done a lot of grinding since the previous time. We are now using the power tank. As you can see, I guess I've still used the speed tank more technically. But I have a blaster that's 50 plus 49. It goes up to plus 100. I have the meteor mitt, the splatolites, and the blast boot. You can see a lot of upgraded abilities on this as an example of the grinding. I'll get into what everything does. I also have these relic powers equipped. We have Power Pro. I have Tactical Pro, so I have a source of ferment. I have the mid-air jump because it's still really useful for mobility. I have the generally good tanking thing, which is still only level 2. And then I also have power egg collecting, because making the power eggs easier to pick up and also heal you is pretty useful in the predominant format of mission. You may also notice that a lot of these are level 3 or higher, or like 2 or whatever, when they weren't upgraded before, because a lot of the grinding has been in the tower, which is what I'm calling the post-game area, I guess. I've also cleared all dungeons on Super Spicy. I think that was not something I had done previously. I haven't progressed in the Bottomless Buffet anymore. I haven't done all the arcade games because I don't think I'll bother doing that. I will be looking at the relic descriptions, yes. Sorry, big man. But first of all, let's talk about my build a little bit. So these are the splatolites are designed primarily to be wide-ranged, and also they pick up power eggs, which is one of the main reasons I was wary of letting go of the tether whale, is because it was a way to pick up power eggs, but since these also do, it works out fine. Both the meteor mitt and the blast boot have 100% freeze chance on them right now. And like, things cannot be frozen.
In extremely prolific voice, wider.
Not how you spell it, but good enough. And also, okay, hold on. Processing. Things can't be frozen twice in a row rapidly, but it's still very useful to have double guaranteed freeze buttons. I also have the meteor mitt doing the tank activation thing for me, because it's also very useful to not have to sit here in the middle of a timed chaotic mission waiting for my freaking power to activate. So if I apply ferment with this aura, and then I freeze, and then I shoot, I can do Sometimes even more than that. Because the gun also has, in addition to also being a source of scorch, like the splatolites, it has icebreaker and ignite on it. So when I shoot things that are frozen or on fire, they get hurt and explode pretty good. These are all level 3 weapon abilities also, because I upgraded that as well. I believe all of this should help. I would also like to point out the cost of upgrading this is very high now. These are the 2 resources that are the roadblocks for upgrading more than anything else. I thought, oh, spiralite shards aren't really that bad because I had like 200,000 of them a second ago before I upgraded this thing 10 levels and dropped down to only having 11,000. And then spiralite gems are like the major thing. They're basically a rare drop from anything, and like the higher level of a salmonid that you defeat, the higher chance you have of getting good stuff. So if you go online and look up, where do I grind for spiralite gems? The answer you will find is do the last 3 levels of the bottomless buffet that are right before the secret boss over and over. And I'm not there yet. So that's, thanks, but that's not too helpful. The other good grinding spot for them is any of the mining missions on Super Spicy, where the salmonids are level 80, and also you can just like mess around there forever, and also you get a lot of good stuff. But it's not as efficient as doing a bunch of buffet stuff. Also, the buffet stuff can give you the end of mission rewards, which are like big chunks of parts or spiralite shards or some weapons to scrap or like any sorts of things. You can also see the amount of chunks that I have is quite high now. Maybe you can use this as a rough estimate of the chunk distribution. Apparently you don't get ignite ones very often, or at least I don't. Or scorch rather. Or I spent most of them. Or both. In any case, let's take a look at some things. There's a bunch of salmonid research that's at level 3 now. Any fun facts? They select their spoons with care by way of an initiation trial. For procuring a weapon, they wield it with great reverence. Apparently somewhere there is a small fry that wields a golden spoon. That might be the super one. I didn't look at the spoon very close. Fork-like side of the tongs is a great tool for making fine adjustments to hairstyles, and these enemies know it. They're always on the hunt for weapons that are bigger, longer, and cooler. Any other fun facts? Well-trained abdominal fin gains size and tone, allowing it to fly. It holds a knife and fork with its small pectoral fins. It's true. They use hanging seaweed to block out the strong sunlight of the Spiralite Islands, and their equipment has gotten damaged by the salty air. Oh no. And other such fun facts. The relics, though. I believe we had this one before. I don't remember if we had... I think we got the superfluous beauty on stream. Derived from aesthetic derived from its break with realism. There may have once been salmonids like this. This is one that I got it and I had to, and I thought it was a bong for a second. I was like, is that a salmonid bong? No, probably not. The iridescent pitcher. This is the one that I was like, is that gonna be like an oil lamp for a while? Jug with an intriguing aesthetic. As the light hits its surface, it shimmers with rainbow hues. Here's the one that's just a piece of salmon flesh, a rare double-layered gemstone. The contrast between the pale pink gem and silvery gray lining is pleasing to the eye. We have the feast-ready salmonid. I think we got this one on stream. The celestial salmonid, a brooch that may express the dream of seizing a star. The ambition and imagination of the salmonid sculptor is quite striking. Realizing that I have my mic turned a bit low, I think. A triple header. These three brothers stacked atop one another in a threatening display. The one on top is certainly the oldest of the three. We have the crown of the omnivore. I think this one was also on stream. We have a Magatama here. Apparently a polished jewel made with careful attention to detail. If you put your ear to the hole, you can hear the voices of salmonids. A festive necklace. A necklace with extravagant triple strands. When you swing it around by one end, a rich fragrance wafts through the air. The regal scepter, a dazzling jewel-encrusted rod. Its lavish ornamentation prevents it from swinging very well. Antique corkscrew, presumably a special corkscrew used in sacred ceremonies. It still smells faintly of fruit. The samovar, a possible tea server meticulously crafted by a noteworthy artisan. There must have been a salmonid who enjoyed its afternoon tea. Chef's measuring spoons, I believe we got that on stream. Warrior's shield, this is only at level 2. They have been a shield for warriors in honor of their long service. The handles on the back are short. There must be a trick to holding it. We still only have level 1 of this. We have level 3 of this. The family-size cutter, a supposed kitchen tool that can quarter any known ingredient. The height of salmonid ingenuity has settled many a sibling squabble, or this height of. Powerful pizza cutter, I guess. Bronze press, maybe cookware that provides us with a glimpse into the food culture of the salmonids. What would they have been juicing with this? Awakened bones, a work that may depict the cycle of life from beginning to end, or perhaps end to beginning. I think we got that one. The clay salmonid resembles an adorably rotund clay figure. Putting aside its status as a priceless work of art, it could be used as a fork in a pinch. Starbound adaptation, seemingly a brooch of a combined rocket and salmonid. It may be their idea of what they thought their evolved forms would take. The Dogu is pretty great, yeah. Indigo sky disk. This may be a special method for determining the date or season. Sparkles when held up to the sun, warming the viewer's heart. The distant gazer. One assumes it's a tool made by a salmonid with a strong sense of curiosity. A ball hit by it would fly powerfully through the sky. No, this is not a baseball bat. The ancient salmon run slab, a slate that appears to warn of a natural disaster. You can clearly see the migration of salmonids with 7 rings at their backs. We have seen these rings before multiple times now. The diviner's plate could be a plate that tells one's fortune by how it breaks when dropped. Such a luxury item could only divine 1 fortune per plate. I don't think that's how you use it. The soldier's crest, a crested helmet-like object, which makes a fierce impression. The crest is removable, and there are traces of snacks being hidden inside. And, of course, the golden stuff that we got before. The helmet's really cool. So those are... I guess I have, like, most of the relics now. I would just need 1 level of this and 2 levels of that, and I think that would be well, 1 level of this also. Which I would like, because Lifesaver is the thing I actually consistently use. So, all of that said, I guess there's nothing to do but keep trying to progress through the bottomless buffet, yeah? As you can see, I've gotten to the same point with both of these tanks. I haven't used tactical here. It's worth noting that there is a modification for the meteor emit that causes it to activate 3 times in a row, which I've decided not to use, primarily because it's slow to do that. So either this works out and we get to see cool new stuff, or this will be a stream about what it looks like to grind the late game of this game out. Is part of the grind is, of course, primarily because I swapped my builds and stuff around so much. And I went through several weapons that I did spend a lot of time upgrading. And a lot of resources on. I settled on the blaster here because it had a good set of starting abilities, and also it I don't have to tap the button repeatedly to launch it. The Brella was funny, but you had to press the button a lot. You can hold down the blaster button. The wider pickup range is absolutely helping, young. I haven't tried like having the wide pickup range without it being part of the splatolites also. So I don't actually know if I need it on the splatolites now that I think about it, but I'm gonna proceed with the assumption that I probably do. The wider pickup range, the egg power, just in general, also really helps. If you like watch my health bar sometimes, you can see how, yeah, like there for an example, you can see how much healing that is. It's very important, I think, that at least how I figured out how to play this game. Of course, it doesn't help when you're in danger, necessarily. And also, as you can see with the amount of power that I hold, we are still getting 30-second left warning. I am not, like, just destroying the video game completely. But another thing it does that helps to be able to get the power eggs so easily is just, it helps to charge the super, which is effective for clearing things out. So yeah, if we cannot, for whatever reason, progress very far, one of the optimal grinding methods is just whatever floor you can get to and clear reliably. Just do that a lot. I fear that if I am not, in fact, powerful enough in game mechanical terms, then this may end up being a very samey stream, but we'll see. But then again, even with dying, I was able to get to the end of this one. Hello, Isa, I love you too. The chat on stream is not working on account of Twitch's bullshittery. And I didn't think to check or, like, go through a roundabout way of fixing it. By changing it to something else. Because I'm too freaking tired or whatever. I'm gonna try at least one thing. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Hold on. Yeah, okay. It still does not function in this iteration of it. I would have to get the desktop version and set that up, I think. Which is, I should do that in order to make it function at all. But not on stream, not in the middle of a stream. Instead, let us simply continue. I will simply attempt to respond to chat as best I can, and the future viewer will have to infer that I'm doing so. As it was in the old days. as it was with the old ways. Also, to be ever so slightly fair, it's technically Amazon doing bullshittery and not Twitch, I believe, in this instance. Though they are largely, like, though they're very connected, it is specifically the higher-ups at Amazon causing problems, I believe. Now, naturally, I would prefer that there were not problems and that nobody was doing any of the problems, but it can at least be accurate. Okay, that was cutting it a little bit closer. I do have concerns and worries and so on. There may be some issues. There could be a number of factors at play here. Probably if I had, like, stuck with exactly one idea and weapon since I had access to, like, all the in-game stuff, I would have been more prepared, for example. But that's not how I play video games, typically. It's not consistently close, or that close. It just depends on the floor layout a lot of the time. I feel like it's likely true that I have some trouble grabbing the eggs, but also in this particular build, I'm so close to everything that I'm killing that it tends to not be too bad to grab them. And also, frankly, with the amount of chaos at play, I would be a little bit surprised if it was that easy to clearly tell what was going wrong. Like, obviously, there's a bunch of eggs laying around there that I picked up. So maybe. I feel like you can't conclusively point to one factor with the amount of shenanigans occurring. That's all. That was because of the super killing guys far away from me? Seems possible. I still forget about the multi-select menu sometimes. Now, I probably don't really need to make sure to scrap everything like that so frequently, because unless I get a bunch of spiralite gems, there's not really anything I can upgrade with just the spiralite shards at this point. Gems are the major roadblock, and you can hold 300 weapons at a time. So I really do not need to be concerning myself with, like, scrapping weapons after every mission. They simply become a habit. By the way, the blaster's also pretty good at dealing with the fish sticks, which were an issue for the Brella. Also, you can do that with the meteor mitt. in the setup that I have, which is pretty nice. There might not be a lot to say for some of this. I'm too busy committing vast amounts of violence. It might also be worth noting, though, I believe there is an amount of invincibility during my various weapons, my boot and also my mitt, I think. Which is a strong argument in favor of the repeated activation ability of the mitt that you can select. Because it does give you a lot of invincibility. It is a little bit of a shame that the postgame is primarily focused on one type of thing. That's true. But it's still fun, in my opinion. It keeps going. I believe I said incorrectly that there were more than 100 floors or whatever, but I think there is only 100. Or at least that's like the main part of it. Oh yeah, I would have a new suit, you're right. Because I did 60. I wasn't keeping a close eye on like where I was, progression-wise. Too busy doing all the violence, you know? Also, the music at this point is definitely like the more intense version seen in like the post-game ruins that unlock the new stuff that unlock this in the first place. Oops. Yeah, this is starting to feel a little concerning. Like I might need to grind for 5,000 more years. I don't know. But also that's just, I don't know. It might be fine. Well, nothing I could do about that one. I'm concerned especially by the widening of the arenas that is happening. No, I can't help but notice that I'm not fine, actually. There we go. 4 seconds left. There might be some issues. Keep in mind, of course, that it will continue scaling upwards. Yeah, there were not very many high-value targets in that one. And you are correct, I did get a new outfit. Golden Fever. And then, of course, for clearing floor 100, the last one. Might as well, for a bit. Salmonid level is now at 82, which is higher than it goes in the, all of the regular missions of the video game. The amount of fish sticks present is starting to piss me off a little bit. And slamming lids for that matter. No, I didn't need to use fry there. It would make sense that they would add more of the salmonids that are more difficult to take out and collect the eggs from instantly. It's mostly the fact that, like, they're aerial, which means getting the prize from them is a bit tougher. I have to assume that was an intentional wrinkle that's being added. It's funny because in regular gameplay, fish sticks are like so inconsequential that I don't even notice that they're there until they're the last thing. A lot of the time. The steel eels are also a little annoying just because it takes a bit for them to be especially vulnerable. But the enemy density went up enough that that floor wasn't too bad. I'm gonna try maybe saving the super for a second because the enemy density isn't very high at the start of the floor, relatively. As you can see, you can't freely freeze something multiple times in a row. So the Cyber Demon could not be instantly, like, comboed to death. It's also interesting, I think, that there's like a genre of enemy that's considerably more dangerous when you've already been hit. Compared to like normal, like the flyfish. I don't think I have to worry about them too often in most circumstances, but if I'm already in danger mode, then they're much harder to escape. Also, the moths are like this. Oh, there's one of these. Hurrah! That one did go very smoothly. Aha! The lonely figurehead. A salmonid sculpture, apparently of a vessel for one. The dirt and rust caking the sides of the ship speak to the voyage's harshness. Truly a beautiful interpretation. Now on that note, well, first of all, I'm changing my outfit back. Secondly, I'm going to be right back.
Will I get her Zelenaya wines today?
It never happened.
Was it wise of Aya to ask for Fate's answer to such an important question?
It is certain.
Well, I missed the first answer, but I saw that one. I guess it was a good answer. Maybe. Who knows? Something I've noticed that I think is fun, by the way, is that I don't typically do my funny this or that gamble anymore during BRB moments. However, I have noticed my audience's tendency to play around with the other funny toys they have access to during those same moments, so I don't really need to. It's just a time when it's fun for people to push the funny buttons and see what happens. People do this during the streams proper itself too, of course, but like that. Misfortune upon you.
Where there's smoke, they pinch back.
Watch out. You're getting YouTube pooped. I forgot I put that one in there. I need to brainstorm like 10 or 20 more fortunes for every result. This is the sort of brain I have. I'm like, I love my random chaos buttons, but they need to have more random chaos in them. IMO. I love it when there's a large amount of possible answers to anything. Honestly, pressing the fry button immediately when it becomes available is sort of a habit at this point. Look at these cool shuriken. Or whatever. Anyone is welcome to make suggestions for fortunes or haiku lines at any time. Whether or not I take your suggestions is up to me. You know, Splatoon, big shot research. Splatoon is a post-apocalyptic future of humanity, right? It is not entirely clear during which exact year humanity dies. Though we do have a fossilized Wii U gamepad, if nothing else. So it's possible that, like, we are already not in the Splatoon timeline. Maybe. But that aside, do you suppose that the Splatoon cultures have retained any knowledge of the funny numbers of 6-7 and 6-9 that we've just passed through? I mean, 6-7 is more recent than Splatoon 1, so that one in particular, I don't know. But also, I feel like the cultures of the Splatoon world are exactly the sort of people who would think that 6-7 and 6-9 were still funny. This sounds like a vicious indictment of that aspect of humor for me, but they would think it's funny. That's just my opinion. It would have come through on the haunted fax machine at some point. That's very possible. Imagining the 6-7 versus 6-9 Splatfest, but it falls to deep cut, even though they're used to doing the 3-part ones and someone has to take 68. I guess it would have to be Fry because of how they usually do things in order, too. Fry has to argue for the virtues of the number 60. Oh, fuck. It's the actual... Oh, Fry would take 420. That's true. Never mind. It would be that. It would be the third funny number that I'd forgotten about. I forgot about it, despite the salmonid bong. So that was 2 spiralite gems. Those are, we got them from the end of mission reward.
She forgot about we.
I forgot about weed. I'd like you to keep in mind, I guess I could upgrade this. That would increase the gadget damage slightly. Here's the repeat activation stuff, by the way. I could... what else could I do with this? I could develop Splatolite Scorch upgrades. And then potentially... well... yeah, but this is maxed out, so that wouldn't actually work. Because if I developed that and then I upgraded it... well, okay, no, actually, I have the one that's 7 equipped. And I would go down to... okay, I guess I can work on that. It's something. Or I could save up to upgrade my weapon more. Which is the most straightforward upgrade that you can have. I should also mention something I did in fact think to check. When it says stuff like gadget damage will go up 12% or whatever, it has this little icon. That is specific to the gadgets it is equipped on. It is not all gadget damage. So I don't have like a ridiculous multiplier to all of my gadget damage by having all of these upgrades. That is something I had to check. I think I will go ahead and... well... I mean, I could also upgrade things I have equipped to make them cost less and also give me bonuses. But also the Splatolites are really just like a utility thing. They're not the main source of any of my stuff that I'm doing. Are there any things I have equipped on this that I could upgrade more? I could develop... no. Develop parts. No. I could develop better... no, that wouldn't work out. I could develop better cooldown. It's tough to balance all of these things, honestly. Because this will upgrade down to costing 6. That's how things that cost 8 work. So if I think about it in that way... can I even... that's the wrong thing. Can I even actually get to a point where I can equip this anyways? Because I have one that costs 4 equipped. I don't believe there's... forgot I had that equipped. I could... added explosions is not super helpful for blast boot, I don't think. I do have a free pip on blast boot already. Wait, no, I was developing... wait, that's meteor mid again. God damn it. I'm getting tangled. I don't have a free pip on blast boot at all. But I could reduce the cost of that by 1. And also unequip a small jump increase and then have a stronger cooldown if I wanted to. I don't know, it feels like it's really easy to waste resources because it's tough to calculate all this stuff out. Yeah, now I don't have those spiralite gems anymore. Ah, whatever. It might come in handy later. I'm sure there's like optimized builds that people have like put together and studied and whatnot. As there are in the case of anything that has builds. But also at the same time, my hope is that there are actually many viable options, because I feel like a lot of this game's like gadget tinkering is like, how much utility do I want versus raw number? I've basically dedicated the Splatolites to utility in a lot of ways. And also there's a lot of utility I've like had to decide which utility is important. Like the meteor mitt you've seen me using a lot. You've noticed I've been able to move a significant amount while in the air so I can aim it. That is a thing that I had to like develop a lot of and install on it. By default, you can't aim it at all. And also, I chose like that, and it activates my tank abilities over it being activatable repeatedly, as another example. Because it does feel like you're making a lot of meaningful choices about what's important to your build, but I can't help but worry that there is like an optimized solution. Because it's a video game, and that's how it always works. If that makes any sense. Plus, of course, oh hey, the spiralite gem. Plus, of course, there's the all the decision making of like, what do I bother upgrading and developing? This is a very grindy video game, but you do also have a lot of options and opportunities to like decide what you're grinding for or spending on. It's interesting. There is occasionally a bit of choice paralysis, as you've witnessed. I guess something else that's interesting is I've never really felt the need to actually set presets so I can like load an equipment and gadget set. Especially because the post game is primarily this one thing. I guess there's not really any need for having a bunch of different presets for different occasions when there is only one occasion that keeps happening. But also, I always just adjusted manually when I needed to, which didn't happen that often, because usually, like, one thing is capable of dealing with anything. I don't know. The main pressure in this game that would make you want to change your build is either the really specialized dens that have, like the specialized things that are like fight a whole bunch of slamming lids or whatever, or the time pressure. And like I did change my tank occasionally to deal with those things. But I don't, oh hey. Cool. I don't know. I'm rambling about game design at this point. Maybe I will actually develop this. What then? And then if I wanted to upgrade it, I would need 2 more gems and 30,000 shards. I am down to zero, like near 0 shards again. Salmon level is up to 85. I'm curious how designed each floor of the bottomless buffet is. Because, like, they're using the same layouts a lot again, and they're, like, obviously tweaking the enemy layouts and stuff, and raising the level. But I wonder how much thought was put into each of the specifics. There's probably, like, not too much, I guess. These don't feel like themed challenges or anything necessarily. These are all like there are many guys for you to fight and defeat. A second ago I was noticing a large amount of salmon lids and fish sticks in like a previous set of floors, but that seems to have not been a continuous thing. So maybe that's not like an element they were considering as much. Maybe they're just like rotating through all the types of salmonid. Like, they do definitely focus on several at a time, is what it feels like. But I don't know if there was a specific reasoning for them to do that. And look, there's a slamming mode again. You could see there, actually, I was invincible even after the landing of the meteor mitt. For a brief minute. Because the slamming lid fell directly on me. You know, something I've also never checked is if the showstopper damage is affected by my power tank boost. I imagine it either doesn't affect it or it doesn't really matter, because showstoppers are very strong anyways. Oops, that was foolish of me. But that's fine. Frankly, it's amazing that anyone, including myself, can understand anything about what's happening right now. I guess it's a controlled chaos. Oh, hey. Salmonid Mezzaluna. Seemingly a cutting implement with salmonid-shaped handles. One imagines food prepared this way would have a slightly metallic taste. So, okay, I've got one of the warrior shield and one of the eclipse shield left. And also there's a conspicuous extra spot in the corner, so there might be like a relic for the bottom of this. It continues. They even sort of ran out of like colors of water to cycle through. I guess I didn't mention that my level was like 50 plus 60 something at this point. But I guess it does start to add up rather quickly. I feel like this is also one of the most different songs in the game. Like the high level version of this one. It's becoming circus in here. It's becoming clown. Clowns are occurring. And also an ominous chorus on occasion. This might be like an even different variant of one that we've heard before, actually. Maybe we're at the point where there's like more twists to the music than previous. I wonder if I should try to fit the, like, defeating a salmon shortens cooldown by 0.3 seconds into my build somewhere. If I run into any trouble. Because that could be pretty strong with the amount of things happening. I'd be reluctant to give up my, like, health boost, but I think that would be the first thing to go. Probably. Because if I just simply trade that for more destructive power, it might work out. Then again, my danger. Maybe I'll try that. By the way, the strongest salmonids, the salt encrusted on them has turned into like bismuth-like shapes. It's all like cubic and stuff. You might have been able to notice this at some point. Uh-oh. I got blasted. I guess that is a feature of salt. But bismuth is what it brings to mind for me, still. This is why I'm reluctant to give up the health bonuses, because they do help a lot. Oh, hey. Just when I thought I would get rid of my health bonus, the Eye of Truth is here. An art piece which expresses a powerful gaze through layered materials. Its unblinking stare compels truth from the viewer. And now my HP and danger recovery are 20% faster. Maybe I will keep that on. I do have to equip the eye. It's my brand after all. But if I do run into a bit of trouble, I will try the finisher cooldown, because having more access to my buttons would be helpful, I think. My buttons are quite strong. We're 80, we're getting there. Yeah, you're just invincible during the entirety of the meteor mitt, I believe. Which is kind of incredible. Are there two of these? No. I thought there were two of that enemy on top of each other for a second. Giving up my double jump would also maybe be an option, because I think I've been forgetting to use it a lot. But I'm also reluctant to do that. Something to try. Hey, Cookhouse fan. This fan-like object may have been handy for stoking flames in the kitchen. The small prongs on the back make it easy to pick up. Now, 333. 333. Okay, yeah, there's definitely something at the very bottom. There's something else. Which might be worth a very specific amount of gold. But then again, our title has many places to go. Because there's 3 little pips left on the title up here. So what's that mean? There's also a scroll we don't have. When one chum starts running, surrounding chum also break into a run. Apparently when they have downtime, they scoop seawater into their frying pans and stare at it as it evaporates. I mean, that could happen. That would be funny. Big shots used to fire their cannonballs from special launchers, but the launchers are all rusted and broken now. That's true, that was a mechanic that they had. Parts from broken launchers are repurposed for use in the Big Shot's bouncy bases and other salmonid machinery. Only 2 gems. It's probably, yeah, we need more. And also, collect all relics is a thing we don't have access to right now. In case you weren't convinced. Let's try... that. I may come to regret this, but we'll find out. If so, I can also try getting rid of the health bonus. Given how many salmon... Yeah, I'm already missing the double jump. But given how many salmonids we defeat frequently... Ugh, yeah, I need that double jump. I need it. I've become too dependent on the power of jumping twice. But then again, maybe I don't need it. I don't know. I second guess myself a lot. Just in general. I am noticing the benefit of the kill cooldown though, for sure. I'm pretty confident about that choice. But what do I sacrifice for? Maybe I don't need double jump. I could probably also replace health with something, maybe. Yeah, this is just HP recovers faster, so it's not actually like giving me a health bonus or anything. I could use any speed or power thing. That might be good. Explosion when I pick up power eggs might be funny. Damage to nearby salmonids might be funny. More cooldown when I get hit, but I don't want to get hit. Chance that something explodes when killed. Squid endurance might be better than I've given it credit for too. I don't know. Let's try close combat. Most straightforward one. Well, I mean, things do seem to be dying even faster. Perhaps unsurprisingly. Please ignore how I missed a smoker at point blank range multiple times. They are wiggly. This is one of their advantages. Okay, maybe building for damage was actually just a better idea. Damage and cooldown. Maybe I was being a little too defensive. I mean, it was working, to be clear. thought I just did like 8-digit damage or something, but I think that was just because I hit multiple things at once and the number overlap. Yeah, I think all the defensive utility I need is actually stored within the power of my mitts and my boots already. Best defense is a good offense, and also some good safety here is helpful too. Damn, that went fast. Another benefit of the meteor mitt and the blast boot is that they are fun ways to grab a treasure chest. And on that note, I will once again be right back.
Oh my god!
Space, the final frontier. This is the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Meow.
Should I order a burger or a chicken burger for dinner?
My sources say no.
Did Calico say she hates burgers again? I guess that's not surprising at this point. We are in space, though. Did I? Ah, a fortune. Misfortune for you as well.
Kicked shells may bounce back.
Be freaking careful, everyone. It's a misfortunate Wednesday. I had to think about what day it was. Oh god, the fish sticks are back.
Is there any chance of good happening this Wednesday?
Cannot predict now.
Well, that doesn't seem like a good omen. Now, one problem with removing the double jump is that I can't immediately get the fish sticks in the same ways that I had access to previously. In a lot of situations, anyway. But that's fine. It's the freaking pyramid again, everyone.
The heckin' pyramid.
I wonder if this is the sort of game where they will make DLC or like future updates for it that adds new stuff, or if this is the sort of game where they're like, it's done. I like it a lot, and I would like them to add more to it. But also, I think I'm pretty satisfied with the amount of stuff that is here at the same time. You know? Even though they didn't put Undercover Umbrella in it. Kirby Air Rider was explicitly this won't have DLC, like from the get-go. Mario Kart World not having DLC is freaking bizarre. I don't really know where their minds are at. The Pokemon Company is its own entity enough to just do different things. So like they like money is the thing about the Pokemon Company also. So that might also be different. I don't know. Also, a number of the Nintendo Switch 2 editions of old things were basically DLC. Like Kirby and the Forgotten Land had a DLC bit added to it, essentially. That's true, Isa. DLC did effectively replace the third version of Pokemon games. That makes sense. Imagine if I just got like the first part of a random relic I've never seen before and it was actually just a normal thing. Oh wait, that was 490, wasn't it? Oh wait, we don't get the... We don't get a thing for floor 90. This last one's for floor 100. Also, I did say they were running out of things for this to look like, but purple, green, pink, purple, green, pink. Hey, this looks different. We're in a temple. This kind of resembles the, yeah, this sort of resembles the other parts of the, like the end game that's not the post game. That's what I'm trying to remember the name of. This is a different shape, too. Interesting. Like this area's shape has not been in any of the previous bottomless buffet stuff. You dreamed about a new Pokemon game where one of the Pokemon was just an accurate Bionicle. Interesting. I'm a little bit stuck here. But that's fine, because we win. Yep, 100 floor dungeon thing. That's just effectively what it is. Not all 100 floors in a row now, mind you. Which is an important distinction in this case. It's 3 at a time most floors. I just said mostly's. Have been infected. Lisa, didn't you already make that joke? I mean, the on-screen chat isn't working, so people won't be able to see that you already made that joke, or what joke it was. Alright. This is going smoothly enough that I think we will be able to get to floor 100 and the mystery within it. So what does everyone think the super secret bonus boss is going to be? I don't know. I've seen like a still image of a hallway. That's about it. What if it's just the small fry with a golden spoon? The ultimate warrior that we've heard about vaguely. Ow. Callie? Just like Splatoon Callie is just there? I don't know about that one. Spider Mastermind would make sense. This spiral is giving me troubles a little. Gooper blooper. Now that would be epic. That would be an epic gaming moment. But I can't say that. Salted inklings and octopi. Uh-oh. 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 I fucked up. It's because I died. I think this is very doable. The spiral got me. But I do think this is entirely possible. Especially because if I keep trying, I'll get more resources. I think upgrading the weapon is just the most straightforward path to victory. Probably. I shouldn't have looked at chat. That's right, chat. It's your fault this time. Oh yeah, it could be like the lost mechanic. I guess that would be wild. What would they be doing at the very bottom of the tower there?
It's me, I'm chat.
Calico, you're not chat, you're Calico. So depending on what explanation we accept of the stream and how it functions, you may be entirely controlled by chat and have no independent free will. I think this is false.
Ah, excuse me a moment. I hey him. Say unchat. It's me, Luchat.
Being in French doesn't make it more correct. Oh right, chat is French for cat, you're right. I forgot it. Look, in my defense, I'm doing a lot of things right now. So I can forget. I've unequipped my rudimentary knowledge of French in exchange for fighting salmonids. Oh, there's like ink rails. This was actually way easier to navigate than I freaking thought it was. They're a little bit tough to see, to be fair. Ow. Okay. I have actually reached a problem. Right at the end, of course. Congratulations, the YouTube chat's the one that works. I don't think Pokemon is involved. Well, there was a little bit of Pokemon. Is there anything I can do to deal with this? Not really, except for have more resources, I think.
I suspect that Twitch plays Pokemon Line was in reference to chat controlling me. Of course, I'm uncontrollable and do as I will. Meow.
That's true.
Saint Apollo-chan.
Well, this is going well. I won't give up, but that wasn't a great first floor of the set. All right, now we're at the problem part. I think the problem might have been that I was too close to the bottom of the map before. Potentially. But I think I still won't make it this time. Never mind. Just barely. I think it was a matter of navigating the geometry. Also, I believe I have the ability to upgrade my weapon now. Because I got a spiral shard. Plus 50. Oh. It doesn't go up to plus 100. Huh. I thought it did. I guess my weapon's maxed out. That'll still help. No, the head is armored. Shooting them in the head directly does not kill them. We're very close now. Oh, what? Oh, I thought that was like one guy for a second. I was very confused. Okay. So this is the floor you're supposed to grind if you want the highest chance of Spiralite gems. 97 to 99. So what do you want to grind? What do you need to grind for at this point? That I'm not sure of. I feel like if you can do this, you can probably do the final boss. Would be my assumption. I think this is a new layout. Maybe. Floor 99. Yeah, that makes sense. I should be more careful. If possible. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm dead. Yeah, okay, I see a problem here. This is a different brand of problem than usual. And yet all we can do is persist. This is, after all, the best grinding spot. So I've been told. I have an idea of how to better approach the cyber demons next time I get there, at least. I think it is a matter of approaching from above, as before. All right, let's try this again. Well, that's not great. It's also not great. Aha! Aha! Take that.
To the stars. Oh, magnificent. Remember that we once lived. I journey alone.
Destroy!
99 experience points? Floor 100. Well, you know what that means. It means I have to... It means you have to pet Calico. But also it means I have to be right back for extra suspense first. And also Calico can level up.
Aw yeah. Time to get buff.
Temerarious Ranger of the Purple Dragons. And she got buff. Soon, for 100.
A salmon moon is rising.
Hey, what happened over here? This keeps happening. Well. Did you see the bot's radar? I've never seen a ping that heavy duty before. Can we finally be getting to the bottom of things? I've dug up enough loot by now to trust my gut. My gut tells me this is loot. Oh no, I hope wealth doesn't change me. Why is that so funny? Anyway. Yeah, we'll be fine. Most of it's going to Splatsville's dead anyway, though there might be some left for us. Should we splash out for a private beach where we can relax in the sun? How would that be different from here? Why limit ourselves? We're gonna have bucket list money, all the rice and sweets we could want. Wealth is definitely not changing Fry. I don't care what we spend it on, just give me some time alone with it first so I can count every last bit. Shiver confirmed to Scrooge McDuck. Seriously? You're gonna go through hundreds of millions one tentacle at a time? What do you do with your shirt, mechanic? No need to answer now. There's plenty of time before we leave to think it over. Oh yeah, there was something else I always wanted to do if I got rich. Well, time's a-wasting. Let's go for the gold. All right. That's true. Congratulations, Sasuke. You're the only one visible on screen today. Great Salmon Mess Hall, Gold Club, salmon at level 100. I guess here we go. What is this gonna be? So where's the treasure? Something's definitely lurking here. Never a dull moment.
Let's enjoy the level.
True. Yeah? Lord Ultimatum, the deep voice! It's not gonna give up the treasure on its head, but we want it! Okay. Lord's ultimatum, huh? It's just the biggest, oldest, meanest fish. You know, that makes sense. Honestly. Oof. We don't have a time limit. Let's just be careful. Ish. Careful-ish. Oh god. Oh god. My invincibility frames. Yes. This is very from soft in some ways, yeah. Oh god. Well, there goes one life. Gotta be more careful. It might be a good time to put on that recover from danger faster thing if this goes badly enough. I don't know if that's avoidable. A crystal shield? Let's collect power eggs to drill through it. Yep. Still functions like a boss fight. Makes sense. You might need to be close to avoid it, that's true. I'm just gonna try and focus on living. Take this! It won't go down easy, but this would be boring if it did. Oh god. Yeah, I was trying to see if it had any, like, weak points. I couldn't find any. Okay, yeah, if you're close to that, you can avoid it. But if you're close, you're very vulnerable to the tornadoes. Unless you try to circle behind it all the time. Which makes you less vulnerable to those, slightly. But also, there aren't a lot of, like, really dangerous enemies spawning during this part. But also, I don't think that blast can kill you if you're broken during it or by it. Now, you can extremely get killed by those. This might take more than one try. I think this is a matter of like waiting for openings and not just trying to attack all the time. Well, that's not good. And yeah, this could very much be a zombie salmon situation. I'm starting to get the tells a little bit. I think there are tells. One of the main tells is that if the boss moves away from you, it's gonna do the laser. You put up all the defenses at once. Something. We'll always break through, I think. Okay. Okay, it's doing other things during this part. Understandable. Now, if we did the laser during this, that would be fucked up. I think. My professional opinion. My professional opinion. Drill attack! Time to show this. It's our turn to show this clown what we're made of. I still might lose. Persistent, isn't it? Keep your wits about you. Gearing up for something nasty. Mechanic, run! Run where? Oh fuck. The music. It's got the classic Salmon Run motif now. Oh fuck. Uh-oh. Now you're gonna do a big laser. No. Now you will. Maybe not. I'm trying to be very careful. I'm not reading chat much. It's got like a medley going on. Uh-oh. I thought I was gonna jump through that. It's fine. No, 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 no. Oh. Careful, careful. Okay. I don't know what it wants me to do to run from this. Well, I can do that. I don't think that was the intended solution. Necessarily. Oh god. Okay. Oh no. Ooh. I didn't feel good about that one. Oh no. Oh no! Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's still fine. Gotcha! Whew. I was really tense for that entire last bit.
To the stars. The spy president. Triplets born the throne awaits. Tremendous wonder.
Destroy!
Sonic Underground. I love forgetting that I put things in the funny wheels. Well. The giant nuke, you just go to the corner. The next day. Hey, mechanic! We're done. We're all done loading the treasure. Setting sail for Splatsville. And now the credits. 2. Oh, we get a goofy little thing and also a list of all of the treasure. What is this song? I feel like this is making the game even more Pikmin 2 coded right now. I think I got all of the relics. So this is literally all the relics. I'm doing a jaunty little jig in my seat. You can't tell. What is this song? It's very silly. I wonder if I get a special thing for getting all of the relics too. Like, presumably it would have shown incomplete relics if I'd gotten here without them all. That's right, that is Fishman from Kirby 64. Also, I assume the measuring spoons are on the loop incorrectly because we're all stupid. We thought this telescope was a baseball bat. And by stupid, I mean foolish, of course. Is this like the song they're singing to themselves as they're sailing back, I guess? Like a bunch of goobers? I have to assume so. Now, how much is this last thing gonna be worth? Exactly the amount that I needed plus 40 billion more. Yup, it really will rocket me through all the last tiers. Oh, of course it's exactly that many. Thank you for playing! With 3 exclamation points. You're welcome. I like Splatoon. And yet we're still here. That took 17 minutes. Does this have a property? Endless search, equipable on all tanks. It does have a property. Splatsville Savior. Gazillionaire. Legendary Raider. A sparkling treasure with a lingering scent of salt kept deep within the Spiralite Islands. Its divine beauty captivates the viewer. Undiscovered gadget parts are easier to find, can be equipped additionally, separate from other relic powers. Oh, okay. It's a 100%. It's been forever since we cut loose in Splatsville. Might have gone a little overboard, actually. I'm glad everyone seemed to be doing great. Double glad that they were happy to see us. And yet, here we are again. It's true that we're swimming in loot now, so no, there's no real need to be in the Spiralite Islands. But life's not all about what you need. We can still come here for fun every so often. So sorry to drag you along for the ride, mechanic. It just wouldn't be the same without you. Yeah, you're our bestie. You got a permanent invitation whenever we come out here. We can do whatever we're in the mood for. Hang out on the hideout ship or hit up any island we feel like. Spiralite Islands are our oyster. And that's that for now. Ooh, spicy. From the hideout ship, that's a wrap. Catch you later. Well. I'm always gonna remember this, exploring the Spiralite Islands with my 3 pals. We found a last thing, long ago, following rumors about the presence of delicious salt. A school of salmonids journeyed to a spiral-shaped cluster of islands. It's said that they became obsessed with the salt and forgot where they came from. It floats around nonchalantly, as if to flaunt the golden relic. The weapons piercing its body are proof of its ability to repel relic-seeking attackers. It unleashes a variety of attacks similar to those of the other salmonids that inhabit the islands. I have to defeat more of this thing in order to get the lore on it, but as you can see, we're also missing a substantial amount of weapons. Because I presume there's a primo version of everything. Some of them silly. Here's the thing I've been using this whole time, by the way. Would I like to know the fun facts of the Lord? Are you going to give me a pamphlet? Are you going door to door with this information? I know you meant the fish, but it sounded very different. Yeah, we still got a bunch of research and weapons. Nothing else to do here. Of course, we get new outfits. And also we can equip Endless Search. We have every outfit except for the arcade game one, which I'm not gonna freaking bother with, probably. So we have Golden Forever, Flash Fever and Forever, and also the pilot suit, of course. I think Crimson Punk is still my favorite. But go ahead and tell me the facts of the Fish Lord. Why not? let's see what other people have to say in the meantime. Anyone have anything interesting? This is the same stuff as before.
Fun facts: it used to serve as a guard for the relic, which is said to produce sprayhalite. It's said that it fell victim to the temptation to try just a taste of sprayhalite. It became obsessed with the taste, and decided to keep the relic for itself.
Message also has a character limit, by the way. It just doesn't come up that often. To continue, it hasn't always been upside down. It just adopted that style at some point. It got its scars in its younger days while trying to become stronger and more delicious. It's been exposed to spiralite for an unfathomably long time. Whether any reason or emotion remains is unknown. Guess freaking what though? There's endless mode. Of course there is. At least I assume? Maybe it's not endless? I don't know where this goes. Why can I still continue further? I think the story, it's safe to say that the story is over at this point. This does explain something, because I was like, oh, does it only go to floor 100? I thought I heard it went to like 300 or something. Apparently it does go to like 300 or something. I don't know what the purpose of endless mode would be, other than for funsies, I guess. I assume it's primarily for fun, and personal enrichment, and whatnot at this point. I will probably not be streaming all 300 or whatever floors of this. Just in case it was unclear. I got other stuff to do. I gotta get back to Pokemon Legends ZA at some point. There's like so many things for Sucro to do and see. I'm a little hesitant to go back to ZA because I feel like I won't remember a single goddamn thing. I know today is raid night. I mean, I have things to do today as well, but I just meant like in general. Okay, just they consolidated the menu a little bit. Yeah, these are like the layouts and the tile sets the low end of that was using. But yeah, I have to assume that this doesn't actually, I mean, it increases in difficulty and stuff, but it probably doesn't have any like unique story or rewards or anything. So, this has been Splatoon Raiders. It's been very fun. It got very grindy at the end. And also, there's a funny octopus right there. If you make it to floor 300, someone tells you to stop. Or a buddy comes out and tells you to stop. Maybe. Maybe. It's possible. I've done everything except collecting all the things getting to floor 300 and this fucking arcade machine. I think I'm gonna not... I think I've reached the point in my life where I don't need to 100% complete video games. Oops. Yeah, I do wish it had the more fashion like regular Splatoon. But this game is really awesome. I agree with that statement as well. I think, like, I'm hoping that they will do more Splatoon spin-offs in the future. Possibly exploring very different genres and styles of gameplay even. Because this is ultimately, like, about what you'd expect from Splatoon. Just, they elaborated... Oh, that was weird. They elaborated on, like, a different aspect of it, I guess. Oops. It was effectively a looter shooter. And it was done well, and it was good. I do think like a Splatoon XCOM situation would be very cool. That's one of the things that I thought of first. Some sort of Splatoon management sim could probably work. Given like the significance of the music and fashion industries and whatnot. Blitzball? I don't know about that. They have a lot of trouble with water. At least the Inklings and Octolings do. Kraken mentioned, by the way. Whoops. That was only a rank B, by the way. I think there's lawn mowing happening outside. Anyways. Anyways, Splatoon Raiders. I'm gonna say this stream series is now complete. Thank you all for joining me. Maybe I will make the chat work next time. Future things, probably going back to Legends ZA, maybe going back to Mystery Dungeon, more Sucro. We'll figure it out from there. I hope to continue to stream at least a couple times a week. Splatoon was a big motivator for me to do that because I like Splatoon very much. So, yeah. All that said, I'm gonna go take a little break. Have a good rest of your day and or night, everyone, and I will see you at some point in the future. Whee! I'm not gonna finish Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, but thank you. I always think about this recurring bit of yours. It'd be funny though. To be clear, I've beaten that game multiple times on my own time. I just like started a let's play of it like 15 years ago and then abandoned it. It probably wasn't 15 years ago. I'm gonna go now.